going to start off with Aram Hamparian in Washington, D.C. It's past midnight there, and Aram is joining us to talk about week 3 of the campaign to Erdogan. Aram, can you hear me?
Absolutely, Paul. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for staying up late again on another Monday night. I know you've got a full day at the office, and you've got meetings in the evenings, and now you're on the phone to talk about what's happening on this 3rd week in the campaign to notify the White House about getting on the right side of this genocide recognition case.
Absolutely, Paul. As you know, as your viewers know, the countdown to Erdogan is a month-long campaign to get America back on the right side of the genocide issue. In the first week, we concentrated on the Senate. The second week, on the U.S. House. This week, we're concentrating on the American media. Today was Media Monitoring Monday, where we asked people to monitor the media and send us reports about bias, unbalanced reports, factually inaccurate reports. Tomorrow, we'll encourage people through our website to write to their local journalists, encourage them to cover the meeting between President Obama and Prime Minister Erdogan in a way that's fair and balanced and brings in all the relevant facts about the Armenian genocide. Wednesday, again, we'll be fighting to end the genocide in Darfur. Thursday, we'll be taking advantage of the fact that everyone is gathering together for Thanksgiving to encourage people to watch the Armenia Fund Telethon. They're helping Shushi this year, which is a great cause. And also to take a picture when everyone is gathered together, along with a sign saying, President Obama recognized the Armenian genocide.
That is an easy thing to do with everyone walking around with a telephone in their pocket, a cell phone. Most of them have cameras, so Thursday should be a fun event. You tune in, you support the Armenia Fund Telethon, and you also take a picture with a sign asking the president to pay attention to us. Where will people send these pictures once they take them?
To the ANCA. Our email address is anca@anca.org. And we'll collect all those. We'll post some of the best ones online. Just this past Friday, we posted the #1 tweet, the Twitter contest that we had. Anush NG, Kara, our friend Kara, won the contest with an excellent tweet. You can read about that on our Facebook page.
And that's a very tough thing to do, to communicate a message about genocide and about Mr. Obama in 140 characters. What interests me from all of the years that I've worked in media, though, is getting people at home watching us to call their local stations, their local papers, and why not the networks. That is interesting to me because I know that media organizations are always listening to what the audience is wanting. And if we ask the media to cover the Armenian cause, then I think they will definitely respond. How will you help people call their media representatives?
Well, it's an excellent point, Paul. And I think our community has a very, very strong culture of contacting their elected officials. And what they need to realize, Paul, is what you just said, which is that the media considers us constituents also. And they consider our views, as important. And they value that. So if you go to our website, you enter your zip code, it'll pull up your local media outlets, and you can give them context, and you can give them facts, and you can give them especially a local angle on their story that'll make covering the Obama-Erdogan meeting more interesting to the local viewership or the local readers. And the journalists and the editors want that. So in a sense, you're getting your point across, but you're helping them be successful and communicate their message to their viewers. So it's a win-win proposition. It's a habit that we need to develop. And we need to develop the culture of writing and calling and contacting media because they can be just as responsive as elected officials.
And here's an idea, Aram. I know that working in newsrooms year after year on Thanksgiving Day, it's a slow news day. There's nothing else but to report on sports and about family get-togethers. So why not make this Thursday a day where the media comes out to your Thanksgiving dinner and sees how you're watching and helping Armenia and getting involved with political activism through the ANC? That would be a great story to pitch. Aram, we have a couple of minutes left. I want to talk about why the Turkish Council of America is attacking the ANC. Apparently they're getting ruffled about this activism that they're seeing by the Armenian community through the Erdogan campaign.
Yeah, they accused us yesterday, I think it was, of a blitzkrieg. They called the countdown to Erdogan, an intimidating attack. They accused us of being radical. Of course, when they say we're radical, all they really mean is that we're principled and that we stand up for the truth. We're not willing to accept lies. We're going to fight for justice. We take that, of course, as a badge of honor. But the Turkish Coalition of America is doing exactly what you'd expect them to do, exactly what the people who pay them so much money require them to do, which is to attack the ANC, to attack our community, to attack our values, and we take it as a point of pride, and we just work harder as a result.
So the campaign is definitely affecting a lot of people, including the Turkish lobby. That should empower us even more for the next 14 days to get even more active, make another set of calls, this time to your media, and next week to the White House. One more question before we go, Aram. Today in the aspares.com post, there was word that the Azeris are talking war again. There's some war rhetoric. What's that about?
Well, it's Ilham Aliyev making threats, and very frankly, I think the Armenian side needs to draw a line here and say, we're not going to go and sit at the negotiating table at the point of a gun. We're not going to be threatened or bullied at the negotiating table. Armenia has been extremely forthcoming. It's Azerbaijan that's on the wrong side of this issue. They're the aggressor. They're the violent, belligerent party. It's the Armenian side that has stepped forward and said, we want to work this out peacefully, despite all this rhetoric. But when it reaches this fever pitch, I think the Armenian side has to take a second look at the issue and say to the OSCE and to everyone else that, there's really not a constructive basis for negotiating if all the Azeri side can do is threaten war. So this is a very sobering moment. I think it also a real call upon our community to push back even harder and demand U.S. condemnation of these threats, because the U.S. response so far has been rather lukewarm, and it needs to be a lot stronger, and it needs to be very direct. We need to tell Ilham Aliyev that he's got to back off these reckless threats.
Definitely cause for us, every one of us, to get involved and continue being involved through the December 7th meeting between President Obama and Prime Minister of Turkey, Tayyip Erdogan. Aram Hamparyan, Executive Director of the ANCA, thank you very much for staying up late again and talking with us. Hopefully we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Paul.
We'll be back after this break on Horizon 180.